You guys are really gonna do.
Rachel, it's a dinner at the Waterside Inn, not a barefoot climb up Everest.
Well, we have a new act performing here for the first time. In our sold-out house. Neither one of you are gonna even be here.
Look, Jakara and I have left you two in the driver's seat before the other night when we went to the auction. Things ran smooth as silk.
Well, prepare for a repeat performance. I love silk.
You really are worried about this, aren't you? What is it? Is it the band?
No. Tracy Mitchell Band is solid.
Well, that's why we signed them to Blue Jay.
That's why I signed them, Mr. Relative Newcomer.
Well, things will be fine. All you have to do is make nice with the talent and see to it that they hit the stage on time. Wendy can handle the rest.
I feel so understood.
You know, there is that music critic coming up from Philly to catch the show.
But only for the second set, and we'll be back in plenty of time for that. But enough of this. I'm hungry. So, are we cool?
Yeah.
Well, we must be. So we're starting to pull this crowd. Oh, great. See to it they get a deuce down front. Wow. Welcome to Club Indigo. I don't know if we've ever been introduced.
I don't think so.
I'm R.J. Gannon.
I know, hi.
And I'd like you to meet my partner, Jakara Principal. This is Victoria Carpenter and Clint Buchanan, the managerial 1-2 punch at the banner.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Likewise. Thank you. Thank you. How you doing,
Hey,
Jill?
It's so good to see you both here.
Thank you.
Well, if you'll excuse us, we have an important meeting to get to.
Oh.
Enjoy the show.
Thank you. Enjoy. Good night. Good night. The word of mouth about this music festival has been so fabulous. I'm sorry we were out of town. Otherwise, we'd have been here soon.
Well, we're having fun.
Good.
How's this?
Well, like the best in the house.
Well, we would like you to have the Club Indigo Seen and Be Seen experience.
Well, thank you, I think. You look absolutely fabulous.
Oh, thanks. I'm trying. How's Europe?
Oh, it was fabulous. Wonderful.
And Joey?
Yeah, he's great. My Joey.
Ah, that's so good. Have you heard anything about the custody hearing?
I actually don't think anything happened today because, I mean, Taya only fell out of the window less than 24 hours ago.
Yeah. So I guess it's postponed, huh?
I would think so, and it's probably for the best. I mean, I don't think it's in Star's best interest for a decision to be made when everybody's so riled up.
I just feel like I'm losing my mind. And it's the last thing on the list. I've lost everything.
Oh, come on, don't say that.
No friends, no daughter, no hope.
Blair, please, just take it easy. Just take a deep breath, okay?
I probably screwed that up. Max, I had one last chance to get Star back. And I blew it. It's all my fault.
I've never seen Mother like this. Instead of being furious and out of control, she's just sitting there.
Calm.
Controlled. You can practically feel what it's taken to keep the lid on her rage.
So I presume things didn't go too well at the custody hearing.
Oh, that's an understatement. Not only did Todd get full custody of Star, Blair can't even visit her.
Oh, boy.
Well, the judge is really worried about Blair's temper and control issues. She ordered that she undergo psychiatric evaluation before she's even able to see Star, and even then, it's only if it's supervised.
Life in a cautious age.
Well, Blair has been over the top. She hit Kelly across the face.
Where? When?
In the courtroom, just after the verdict was announced. Taya had called Kelly up on the stand to testify to what she had seen the night of the auction.
And Kelly cast Blair in a less than flattering light.
Blair was livid. She hauled off and hit Kelly and then took off.
Where is she now?
We don't know, but she's in no shape to be anywhere alone.
Well, thanks for the briefing, however grim. You ready?
Oh, yeah.
Hi.
I heard about the bad news.
That woman has condemned an innocent little girl. She ought to get a black hood to go with the robe, because she's more an executioner than she is a judge.
Well, hers isn't necessarily the last word on this matter.
Mel, it may just be a little too late for words.
Why? As a professional writer, I take offense to that remark.
Blair is on the edge of an abyss, and the ground is crumbling underneath her.
Mother, I'm not so sure that it's as dire as all that.
Oh, really? Then where do you think Blair is right now? Perhaps she's about to jump off a bridge somewhere.
Dorian, Blair has fought like hell to come back from a horrific accident and a stroke. It's highly unlikely she's going to do herself in after that.
Any impulse that hits her, no matter how reckless or how violent, she acts on it.
Mother, Blair just needs some time to simmer down.
You don't see, do you? Not any of you. All her restraints, her checks and balances are being swept away.
By what, exactly?
All my life, I have tried to shield myself and the girls, but I failed. The madness that runs in our family is about to carry Blair away.
Wednesday.
Come on, Blair is terribly upset. She's angry, she's confused, but she's not insane.
I agree.
Another precinct heard from.
Listen, I would be far more concerned about Blair's mental health if she was sitting here with a saccharine smile plastered on her face, saying that she felt everything was just peachy about what's happened the last couple of days.
But you're the ones who are struggling to put a good front on everything.
Okay, let's say that there is something wrong with Blair. Then Judge Goldberg was right to order the evaluation and to keep her away from Star.
They're not going to find anything.
Wait, let me get this straight. On the one hand, you're practically convinced that Blair's at the edge of derangement, and on the other, you're saying that there's no scientific evidence to back up your diagnosis.
Mel, there are some afflictions that cannot be measured or labeled.
Isn't that a little too convenient an explanation?
I wish to God that it was something clear-cut. Some recognizable disease. That way, it could be diagnosed, it could be treated, and possibly cured. It just doesn't work that way with us. Us. The Kramer women. I sometimes think we've been singled out to suffer.
You make it sound as if we're under a curse.
The suffering and the pain keep coming back generation after generation. My mother, my sisters.
Mother. You never said there was anything wrong with your mother before.
There wasn't.
But you just said.
Cassie, would you answer the phone, please? Thank you.
Hello? Thank God. Blair's at Max's. Is she okay? All right, thank you for calling. Well, at least Blair is safe.
Well, the curse is off for the time being, huh?
Well, isn't that just dandy that Blair is safe? Too bad nobody else is when she's around.
Here you go. Blair. Called your family. I told them you were okay.
You lied.
Yeah, well, it's been a bad day. No, it's been a downright miserable day, but you know what? It's gonna pass.
How could she hate me so much?
Who?
Taya. She wanted me to push her through that window.
Look, you gotta let this go.
No, she planned the whole thing. It was worth it for her to be cut to ribbons so she could walk right in that hearing room and say, "Look at me! This is why you should keep Star away from that lunatic Blair."
Blair, it was just some hardcore grandstanding. It's what lawyers do.
Oh, Max, she didn't almost get herself killed because that was her job. She did it because she believed in what she was doing, and it worked. I lost my little girl. You know? Maybe that's the way it ought to be.
Hey, don't say that.
No, maybe
Don't say
Taya
that.
hates me because I'm really not fit to take care of her. Maybe everybody's right. God, I can't even take care of myself.
Would you just stop?
You're right. You're right. You know what? It's not your problem. Where do I get off just coming here and dumping all? I'm sorry, Matt. I'm gonna go writing. I'm gonna write Araby so fast and so hard that all of this mess just gets left in this dust.
No, you know who's going to get left in the dust? You
No.
are. You are face down in the dust like last time you were copper beach in the
Just
same
let me
sort of...
go,
No,
please.
it's late, it's dark.
I
You're in no
wanna
condition
go.
to reenact the charge of the Life Brigade.
Well, what about...
Look, you have spent the last few months rebuilding yourself. All that gut-wrenching rehabilitation. You ready to go out and bust yourself up?
What if I am?
Well, then I was wrong about you. You haven't gotten any smarter all these years. You're just as dumb as you were when you came to town.
Aaron Neville. For women, lots of opinion, and me, Barbara Walters. Enjoy The View, ABC Daytime, tomorrow.
Well, I thought they were absolutely wonderful, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
You know who would have loved this, Joey? Oh, he called today, by the way.
Oh?
Uh-huh.
Did you mention to him that he's already missed a big chunk of the semester?
Oh, yeah, I did.
And?
And he said he's probably going to miss the whole rest of the semester.
What?
Well, the project that he's working on in Rome has been extended, and he obviously wants to see it through to its completion. I mean, I understand that. Clint, I wish you could have seen him this summer. It was wonderful. He was working with his face this close to centuries-old masterpieces. And he is filled with such a sense of awe and contentment. He absolutely loves what he's doing.
Well, that's very good.
Mm-hmm.
I just wonder how many Renaissance frescoes there are to restore in Pennsylvania, or anywhere else for that matter.
Well, that's true. They're not making them anymore, are they? Which is why it's a good thing he's free to follow his heart.
Oh, there ain't no such thing as free, darling. No, he can't live off his trust fund the rest of his life.
Well, I mean, that's what the money's for, isn't it?
Well, not in my book. I mean, Kevin's making an honest buck. Joey's got to learn to do the same thing.
Clint, Joey is just as committed to his job as Kevin is to the paper. It just happens that Joey's job doesn't pay as well.
Vicky, it doesn't pay at all.
But what does that mean, that it has no value?
All I know is he's taking more money out of the pot than he's putting in it.
Well, that's just for the time being.
Well, I don't see him breaking any speed records trying to change things. Look, Vicky, it's all well and good that he loves art and lofty causes. I mean, you pull that off better than anyone I know. But in the world I come from, you pay your own way, period.
The world that you come from featured a billionaire father, if I'm not mistaken.
From whom I never took a nickel. But, hey, I was bound and determined to make my own way, and I did.
Well, Clint, listen to me. What's right for you is not necessarily right for Joey.
What's he supposed to do? Coast the rest of his life?
Oh, come on, that's unfair. That boy works 16 hours a day in terrible conditions. Gracious, and what he's doing benefits all of society, not just himself. I would not call that coasting.
Look, Vicky, any way you slice it, he's not pulling his weight, and you keep cheering him on. I mean, it's like you're trying to turn a kid into another Sloane Carpenter.
This is nice.
The wine or the whole package?
I haven't decided, but it would be easier if I knew what you had in mind.
The next step for us.
And what would that be?
Getting to know each other better. I want you to trust me. Enough for you to let me take care of you. As a partner, of course.
Well, ordinarily, I veto any attempt to be taken care of.
Well, I only say it because you seemed a little shaky this morning after that call from L.A. So maybe it's not an ordinary time.
How about you?
Well, I've been the lonest wolf in the pack. But there's something to be said for having a partner around to watch your back.
bad were you, RJ?
How bad do you need me to have been?
Well, I always had a thing for, well, a mild to serious thing for wise guys.
Well, then I was bad.
You know, my father and my brother, they were stone straight shooters. Honest, good people. They pretty much set the tone for me. And they kept me in line, too. But still, I always thought it was the bad guys who were having all the fun.
Oh, we were.
Not to trouble a former troublemaker, but, I'd love to hear some stories.
Well, about loan sharking or racketeering or money laundering, maybe art smuggling.
Ooh, that's serious.
That's a partial playlist.
Spin me art smuggling.
Smuggling. Well, the late, some would say great, Carlo Hesser taught me that number. Yeah, from Raphael to Rauschenberg. He taught me everything I know about it. Just like I'm picking up the music biz from you.
Except I'm legit.
The one thing Carlo could never be accused of.
Was he a good teacher?
I had a blast.
Then if being a bad guy was fun and educational, how come you changed tunes?
Sweetie, this isn't the time to advertise a grudge.
Okay, I am just stating the truth. If Blair hadn't flipped out and shoved Taya through that window, then I wouldn't have had to say so at that custody hearing, or have been slapped for doing so.
Now, you wait a minute. What you've gone through is nothing compared to the tragedy that Star is going to have to live now. Unless, of course, you think she's better off with Todd.
No, of course not.
Oh, that's nice. A little family loyalty.
Dorian, you are tired, you are frustrated. It's understandable. I mean, this has been as rotten a day as it's been long. But you can relax now. Blair is not going to go off the deep end. Try and get some sleep.
Oh, yeah, go to sleep. Maybe the damage that you two have done will turn out to be just a bad dream.
Mother, the issue is between Blair and Star, not Mel and me.
It is because of you that Blair and Star are living this nightmare. You and your obsessive fixation with the past.
Mother, that's...
What? Insanity? I have worked so hard to keep insanity from infecting another generation. But you, with your relentless suspicions, you've sapped all of my energy. I've completely lost my focus, and that's how this disaster with Star's custody could happen.
No. I don't see the connection.
Of course not. Because you're too busy looking for deep, dark secrets that exist only in your fantasies, certainly not in my past. The reality is that demons are once again pursuing our family, but you two are the ones who have unleashed them.
We can't leave her alone like this. Come on, I'll go with you.
No, wait. She should be left alone for a while, just for a little while. Let her calm down. After a while, she realized that what she just said was as outlandish as it was hurtful.
Unless it makes more sense than we're willing to give her credit for.
Kramer, curse? Come on.
Oh, I don't know. I felt delusional at times.
Me too, for sure.
No, all right, hold it, both of you. Dorian's petrified that Blair's at the frayed edge of self-control.
Yeah, so am I.
All right, fine. Except the whole point is that everything that Dorian just said spun out of that fear.
And my point is we shouldn't dismiss it so out of hand. I mean, we do have a history of emotional problems, and I, for one, want to find out what that history is. Kelly, how much do you remember about your mother?
Kathy, not a lot. She was in an institution before I was born. She met someone, she fell in love, and they had me. I was 9, and she got sick again. They sent her away.
Where did you go?
I went to boarding school in France. Dorian sent me. She paid for everything. I never did see my mother again.
I went to see Addie the other day. She confused me for my mother. She said that she knew that she had always hurt me, but that she wasn't the one who had hurt Melinda. My mother was. Now, does that ring any bells?
There was an accident.
Involving Dorian and Melinda?
It was a race. It was some type of race on horseback.
I remember that. Yes, and your mother hurt her arm badly, enough so that it ruined her chances of having a career in music. And right, that's what they said. They said that it was an accident.
Then it can't be what Addie meant,
well,
right?
I don't know. We don't even know if what Addie said is true.
Oh, yeah, that's not important.
Well, why not?
Family legends don't reveal the truth about a family simply because they're true. It's how and why they deviate from that truth that gives you your story. That's what we need to find out.
I didn't come here to have my intelligence rated. I could really give a damn, Max, what you think about me.
Oh, I know how much you care about me, and I guess you don't care anything about Star either.
Now, who's dumb?
Oh, I know. She means the world to you.
Yeah, Max, she does mean the world to me. And I have lost her. So please, don't rub any more salt in my wounds.
Maybe when you stop beating yourself up. Because then maybe I could help you figure out why all this happened.
You wouldn't know? It's very simple, see? Todd and Taya, they set up this grand circus act for the court's benefit. And then I jumped through every little hoop like some stupid trained seal.
The question is, why did you play into their hands?
Because they knew exactly what to do to get me to wreck my chances of getting Star back.
They knew exactly what to do.
I know what I wanted.
So did they. And they walked into that courtroom all cool and calculated, and you walked in with nothing but emotion. Do you remember this morning in Serenity Springs when I said you were strong?
Another opinion?
Yeah, well, guess what? I still believe it. I still think it's true. But your strength is not going to be enough. What happened today proved that. You're going to have to know how to use that strength. In other words, you're going to have to be smart.
Well, then I really must be stupid because I don't know what to do.
Number one, calm down. Number two, listen to me. Todd and Taya were cold-hearted and ruthless today. And they have your kid. So if you want her back, you're gonna have to be just like them, only 10 times worse. You're gonna have to start thinking like an assassin.
I'm just so tired.
I know you are. But if you don't start putting yourself in the mindset of a killer, then you may as well go jump on Araby and go ride right off a cliff because you will never see Star again.
Now, what in the world does that mean?
Sloan didn't have a little trust fund?
So, what if he did? That's not the point.
That whole generation of carpenters was a bunch of trust fund dilettantes who lived off their granddaddy's cash like a bunch of piglets sucking a sow.
Well, excuse me, but that is the most outrageous, unfair, and untrue statement you've made in your entire life. In case you forgot, Sloan Carpenter was a 4-star general in the United States Army. He gave his entire life to the military. And it was after he retired from the Army that he became a writer and took up a creative course in his life. Now, you might very well be right in that he and Joey share certain interests and instincts, but he was never a dilettante, and neither is Joey.
Not yet.
Oh, Clint!
And I'll be damned if I let you turn him into one.
This is unbelievable. You've done it again.
Done what?
Done what? You keep getting me to fight with you in public.
Well, it was just one of those things.
Yeah, one of those things that never used to happen.
Well, you can take the credit for that.
Me?
Yeah. Yes, you. You're the one who was always complaining about me sitting on my feelings, that told me I should let my feelings out. Well, I'm letting them out.
Yeah, I noticed. So did everybody else in the building.
Yeah, well, it doesn't bother me. I mean, to quote Vicky Buchanan, excuse me, to quote Vicky Carpenter, it's healthy to express your feelings.
Yes, and I still believe that. I don't believe in doing it in front of a capacity crowd.
Yes, well, I don't feel that I've done anything to be ashamed of, especially what I said about Joey. I'm 100% right about that, and you know it.
No, you are 100% wrong.
And you are being mule-headed.
Oh, hell no. If anybody is being obstinate in this vicinity, it's... Oh, open-air feuding. Becoming a habit with us, isn't it?
Well, it's nice to pick up a new skill now and then.
Oh, I don't think so. You are awful.
Thank you.
I mean, if public displays of pique are second nature to us, I don't know what's next.
Well, what about public displays of affection?
I got tired.
Of having fun?
Of the hassles that come with it. Bad boy, big headaches.
As in the police.
Commissioner Bowe and Brother Hank, the DA, at the head of the pack. They were on me every minute, all the time. If anything even slightly funky went down in Landview, Bowe and Bro sent the badges after me. And if they could have pinned a fallen souffle on me, I'd be doing time.
That does not sound like fun.
No, but, I was cool with it. But then Carlo got popped. Naturally, Hank just knew I pulled the trigger.
Did you?
Hell no. We had no beef. It was his ex-wife. Of course, that didn't stop them from coming to my club and dragging me out with stainless steel handcuffs on my wrists. And that was the last straw. That was it.
You turned over a new leaf.
Halfway. I figured I needed a legitimate business to shove in their faces.
And music was it, the front for the fun stuff.
Music was a natural choice. I mean, it'd always been a major slice of my life, and there was never a time when tunes weren't pumping in my pad or in my head.
I hear that.
But music's not a cover now. I mean, I'm in it for real. Straight and solid.
What did the trick?
Well, for one thing, Rachel came to work for me, and there's no way I'd let anything nasty get next to her. For another, it feels good to be legitimate. Don't have to look over my shoulder. But mostly, what turned me around was you.
You're right. This is like any journalist assignment. You do this legwork and the story will gel. But my problem is I don't understand how we're...
That's fine. Go right ahead. I understand your curiosity. Really, I do. You're journalists. And dig you must.
Mother, what Mel and I are asking about the past has nothing to do with what's been going on with Blair the last few days.
You're wrong. And I think I'm in a better position to know that than you are.
It's clear you have what you consider to be perfectly logical reasons for keeping this stuff off limits. It's just that those reasons don't make a whole lot of sense to us.
That's your problem.
Mother, this is not just about you and what you think is right. This also affects all of us.
What I am doing is for the good of our entire family.
Well, then how do I fit into this family? Who am I? That's what I want to know, Mother. That is what I'm trying to find out.
You already know everything that you need to.
Mother, please. Okay, it's bad enough living with all these questions, and it's going to be unbearable if I find out you are willfully keeping the truth from me. Do you understand how much that hurts?
Yes. But it doesn't change things. I have fought to protect this family when nobody else could or would. And I will continue to do that with or without your approval or understanding, because I'm telling you, that's the only way I could live. Because I know I'm doing the right thing.
No one's accusing you of not caring about your loved ones.
Thank you. So if you respect me and the love which I do have for my family, back off, Mel, before you destroy everything.
ABC's World News Tonight.
My heart's pumping pretty good, but I wasn't call that a mental problem.
How could you even think of doing something like that?
It was easy. Let me show you.
Clint, don't you dare do that again. That was intolerable.
Oh, much worse than arguing, I suppose.
You are acting like a hyperthyroid schoolboy in front of the entire town.
Oh, 2 exaggerations in 1 sentence? I guess that little smooch must have gotten to you, huh?
You need your hormones checked, mister. I'm not kidding.
Come home with me.
What?
You heard me. I said come home with me. Stand up, grab your bag, and let me take you to my place.
It's your call, Cass.
Dick, we must.
I thought so.
Wait a minute. You're not going to keep bugging Dorian about this junk, are you?
Kelly, I love my mother. And believe me, I understand all the pain this is causing her. But I won't let it go.
Well, maybe the two of you need to try a little bit harder. Did you just see how upset she was?
Kelly, I need answers. The mother keeps talking about all the damage we're going to cause if we dig up the past. But what about the damage that has already been caused by it? We've all been hurt by these secrets.
And it can only get worse.
And so bringing up a writing accident is going to make it better?
I don't know, Kelly. I don't know. It might be the key to the whole thing. But the only way to find out is to find out.
God knows Dorian isn't going to offer any of a helping hand.
No, she's not.
That's why I think it's very important to keep this extremely hush-hush as far as Dorian's concerned. Otherwise, she's going to make our lives hell. I also think she could be terribly hurt.
I know. So obviously we have to start with Melinda. Would you please be willing to talk to her?
What?
It would really, really help.
To stroll in and ask her about some horseback riding accident?
Why not?
Because I haven't seen the woman since I was 9. Much less spoken to her. You know what? I'd like to keep it that way.
Kelly, come on. It's not like she's an unknown entity. Mother keeps you informed of how she's doing, doesn't she?
Once in a while. In a blue moon. And that is certainly much different than facing her face to face. In fact, I don't even want to imagine it.
Well, try to, please.
No.
Come on, Kelly. There's nothing to be afraid.
Don't do this to me.
Sweetie, you don't have to do anything that you don't feel comfortable with.
All right, I'm sorry. All right, I don't mean to push you. I was just hoping that... Never mind.
I want to help, honestly. I do. I
Kelly,
just... I
it's fine.
can't.
I understand. You think Mother's okay?
Why don't I make a quick foray upstairs and check?
Would you please tell her that I'm going home? It's late.
Will do.
Good night.
No. Forget it. I'm not doing this.
Does Todd still care for you? Look, I know it's a rough question, but answer it.
You're right, I do have to be heartless. Brutal even. Yeah. Todd still cares for me.
You sure?
Yes, I know it. I felt it. It's there. Of course, Taya always being on the prowl, he never gets to act on it. Taya.
Speaking of heartless.
Oh, she's more than that. She likes twisting the knife. Every time I've made my move, she's always cut me off with a little gleam in her eye. It's like she gets a kick out of nailing someone and watching them squirm.
Sounds just like you. Gee, I don't think Taya will be patrolling tonight at the apartment, will she? Didn't she have to go back to the hospital, which means poor old Oltl will be left all alone.
You say I should go to him?
Well, you always were the only one who could get through to poor, misunderstood Scarface.
Oh, what would I say to him?
Absolutely anything you have to convince him to let you see your child again.
I don't think I can do it.
Yes, you can. I guarantee it. But you're going to have to leave your emotions out of it, Blair. You're going to have to focus on the target. You're going to have to lock on the target and go after it. No ifs, ands, buts, or apologies.
Like an assassin.
Like an assassin. It's the only way.
You're right, Max. Again. I can do it. No, better than that. I will do it. And that poor fool is not gonna know what hit him.